Welcome to Salcedo Paranormal. It is Thursday, February, 2nd, 2023. And tonight I am covering paranormal news that I did not get to cover yesterday. As always, you can find all the links to the show, along with links to social media and other ways to contact me at the podcast page. And that is salcedoparanormal.podbean.com. That's SALSIDO paranormal.podbean.com. Always happy to hear from you all, whether you have comments or questions or topic suggestions or stories of paranormal experiences, whether they're your own or from others that you trust. Happy to either read those or have you join me on the show to talk about them. And again, thank you all for understanding that I had to take yesterday off. My eyes sometimes bother me in multiple ways, and that was last night, and there was no way I was yesterday. There was no way I was doing a show at that time. So, but it's good to be back here today. And as always, I have two news stories here to share with you all. I've already put them in the text channel, the chat channel here, and I will include them in the episode description as well. So, and again, this is about two more places that are said to be haunted. And this first one, this is from klaw.com. And title of this article says, let's see here. This haunted Oklahoma restaurant offers scary ghost stories and delicious home cooking. So this is apparently, let me see here, Kendall's restaurant. And so this is, let me see here. This is in, again, Oklahoma. It's in, let's see, I'm looking at the article here. So it's talking about how they're known for a lot of their basically food eating challenges. And this is also, it says, rumored to be haunted by a female ghost known as the Woman in Black. These figures in different color clothing these stories are always neat to look at because you see patterns. Of course, the more well-known one I think is a woman in white, but black is also fairly common as well. And so this one is apparently named Margaret, and it said that she's seen most often in the back of the restaurant, which is and in the back dining room near the kids' corner. It says this place is located in Noble, Oklahoma. I'm not going to give the exact address there. It has it in the article. And it says that this person, this Margaret, allegedly passed away on the property many years ago. It says that her spirit now basically stays in the restaurant. I'm starting to think that restaurants should be added to that list of places that are just going to be haunted. It seems like a lot of times. And they kind of fit those categories of the other places that I have on this unofficial list: hotels, hospitals, schools now, it seems like. Just different things like that. And because you have people that are constantly coming and going. So it says that her ghost has been seen several times, and she's known to be mischievous. Other reports there, let's see here, say that that they've seen, not only have they seen her, but they've also felt her presence. There's been reports of cold touches, so maybe cold spots or even physical touch, and then of course doors opening and closing by themselves. And apparently, now this is something I always wonder about, this kind of claim here. But it says that she's been known to knock plates out of people's hands, but I wonder how much of that is sort of attributing it to that when you drop something. I think that could be a thing. Not to say that it can't happen. But anyway, so yeah, there's not much on the haunting itself, but still, this comes up again and again. These restaurants that seem to have stories of hauntings in them. So that was the first article I wanted to share for tonight. This next one is a topic that I think is very important. And I'll just get to the article here, and then we'll go from there. This is from mirror.co.uk. It says, Urban Explorer hears creepy footsteps in abandoned house locals say is haunted. Now, the thing I want to say about this is, regardless of how unsafe it can be to look into these abandoned places, it doesn't stop people from doing it, although I would never recommend that. Just because of the physical dangers you can have when going through these buildings that, if they haven't been used for many, many years, they could be structurally unsound. Or there could be other just health hazards going on there that might not be obvious just from an outward appearance. And so I never recommend this, but also it's something that people are going to do no matter what, I think. But these stories, though, I mean, you hear about that all the time. We checked out this place, and we had this happen or that happened there. I'm even thinking of a friend that recently told me a story about that. So this is something that happens, but still, it's really these kinds of places. It's always amazing to hear these stories. Yeah, Rohan says maybe some psychosomatic response reaction plate throwing. Maybe Greek restaurants are the most haunted. I don't know. Let's see here. Let me see. Looking at the chat here again. Some great memes here from a great meme here from Derek. Hello everyone in chat. I see you all there. Thank you for being here. Yeah, food always seems to come up. But anyway, so this is this article about this urban explorer's experience. I'm guessing that people that do this a lot, they probably get to a point where they figure they can kind of tell if a place is safe to go into or not. It's just that I think it's always a little bit risky. But anyway, so apparently there's this unnerved explorer said that he heard footsteps while while he was basically investigating this house in an area in the UK called Lancashire. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And so let me see here. Apparently, this home was there was an abandoned home. Apparently, the person that lived there before was a firefighter who was said to haunt the property. Wow. This article keeps repeating the same thing over and over again. Anyway, I didn't notice that until this. But says that a National Fire Service uniform dating from the 1960s was found inside the property, alongside a faded photograph of the fireman who served alongside the owner in the local firehouse. So, let's see here. It talks about some of the history of that fire service, but and it says there are belongings in the home of the people that used to live there, and I always wonder with that. I mean, if there can be residual energy attached to all these things. Maybe. So the original owner of the house is said to have died in the house, and locals believe he still haunts the old home. So yeah, it's possible that could be what the explorer heard was the footsteps of the person that owned the place originally. There are pictures in the account here. Says that so apparently there's more than one See here. Look at the article here. It says that some locals have told the other urban explorer that this is the most haunted place in the area. You hear that a lot. But yeah, it goes into a little more detail there. But just these stories are always amazing in a way. And I wonder what kind of energy stays behind in a place like that where people used to live, but they don't live there now. Of course, it's always possible, I think, in abandoned places that other spirits or entities or whatever could move in and also cause activity. Maybe to claim it as their own place, um, just to get away from people. And then when people show up, maybe they do things like that and make footsteps and cause that other activity to maybe help drive the basically the intruders out. I wonder how often that happens. So so yeah, there's more to this article here. I definitely recommend everyone check it out for pictures and other details, and go from there. But the whole urban exploration angle or kind of side of the paranormal is always amazing to hear about. But yeah, just I think it's not something I'd ever want to do myself. So let's see here. Yes, that's Jay in the chat here says always ask permission before breaking and entering. Yeah, and let's see here. Yep, let's see here. Gotta appease those ghosts by with broken pottery. It's a common astral fetish, apparently. Okay. Um, and yeah, so yeah, Apex says I'm sure they got permission. Yeah, that's the thing too. There's a whole lot of factors or details that go into all that. So definitely never recommend anyone doing anything illegal. And of course, there's the safety issues as well. So, but still always amazing to hear those stories, especially after the fact, because what are you going to do? And I wonder how often that happens, where there's just supposedly it's abandoned, but then people see or hear things there, and maybe it's not quite as abandoned as you think. So, um, anyway, that's all I had for today. Thank you all for listening and for being here. I'll be back tomorrow with true paranormal stories from the web on the next episode of Salcedo Paranormal. Take care, everyone.